In 1637 Amsterdam, a tulip bulb sold for the price of a house. In 2021, a picture of a monkey on the internet found a buyer for $2 million. How many of you think this is a coincidence? Today I'm going to tell you about history's most dangerous illusion, the lie of "this time is different." Tulip Mania, which started in the 1630s Netherlands and went down in history as the world's first major speculative bubble, tells you about every crypto crash you're experiencing today, every NFT disaster, every to the moon propaganda from 400 years ago. And here's the scariest part. Those who designed the system don't want you to learn this lesson. Because every time a new generation falls for the same game, wealth flows upward. 1630s Netherlands was the world's wealthiest country at the time. They were colonizing the world with the Dutch East India Company. Silk, spices, and gold were flowing through Amsterdam's port. The streets literally smelled of opportunity. But right here, the most dangerous side effect of wealth kicks in: boredom and a sense of meaninglessness. Merchants had grown tired of just transporting goods. There was money, but no excitement. And the human brain can't live without excitement. It either finds meaning or creates a dangerous game for itself. Right at this moment, an exotic flower arrives in Amsterdam from the Ottoman Empire: the tulip. This wasn't an ordinary flower, it was rare, mysterious, carried the magic of the East, and most importantly, it set its owner apart from others. Wait, does this sound familiar? What did you feel when you bought an NFT in 2021? I'm part of this community. I saw it before you. I'm different. The human brain hasn't changed in 400 years. The need for status, the desire for belonging, the pride of being an early discoverer, they all press the same buttons. Initially, tulips were only in the gardens of wealthy aristocrats. But then something strange happened. Someone started selling tulip bulbs for future delivery. In today's terms, futures contracts. So you're selling something you don't have today, promising to deliver it in the future. And here's where it gets really hair-raising. People started buying and selling tulips without ever seeing them, without physically owning them, only on paper. Think back. How many people in 2021 bought NFTs without knowing what they were buying, just because the price will go up? History doesn't repeat itself, it rhymes more like. In 1636 Amsterdam, in tavern corners, in marketplaces, in back alleys, only one topic was being discussed: tulip prices. The shoemaker was selling tulips, the baker was selling tulips, even the church official was selling tulips. A bulb that was 100 florins when you left in the morning became 500 florins by evening. And everyone looked around and saw this. My neighbor is getting rich. I'm just sitting here. The human brain isn't actually rational. It uses reasoning to rationalize emotional decisions. Those buying tulips were telling themselves, everyone's buying, so it must be valuable. The price is rising every day, so demand must be infinite. If I don't buy now, I'll have to buy at a higher price tomorrow. What were Dogecoin buyers saying in 2021? Elon Musk is backing it. The community is strong, to the moon. Same sentences, different centuries, same illusion. But there was an even darker side to this. People weren't buying tulips with just their own money. They were borrowing, mortgaging their homes and fields. Because their brains were calculating this. If it goes up 50% this month, why should I limit myself to my own money? If I use 10 times leverage, I'll make 10 times the profit. And right here, the system transforms from a simple game into an existential gamble. It's not just about winning anymore. If you lose everything. And finally, everyone knew one thing, but nobody was saying it. Tulips had no real value. They were only worth what the next buyer would pay. In economics, this principle is called the greater fool theory. You're a fool because you're buying at an inflated price, but it's okay because someone more foolish than you will buy from you at an even higher price. Until the fools run out, of course. The first week of February 1637, at a tulip auction in Amsterdam, things were going as usual when this time something went wrong. A tulip bulb went up for sale, the price rose, and suddenly stopped. Nobody was bidding. For the first time, there were no more fools left. And right then, everyone realized the same thing at the same time. The music stopped. There was no more room to dance. The next day, tulip prices fell 50%. A week later, 90%. A month later, tulips were completely worthless. And now the real tragedy began. Those who had borrowed to buy tulips couldn't pay their debts. Their homes and fields were being sold. Families were left on the streets. And the wealthy? They were still in their place. Because the system was designed to protect their capital anyway. Let me tell you a secret. In financial bubbles, early entrants win. Late entrants pay. In economics, this is called the Cantillon Effect. In Tulip Mania, the nobles and merchants who sold the first bulbs won. The shoemaker selling chickens lost. In crypto, those who bought Bitcoin in 2015 won. Those who entered in 2021 saying, "To the moon," lost. In NFTs, those who sold the first collections won. The last buyer lost their house. The system is built on rewarding the early ones, punishing the late ones anyway. Now you might be thinking, okay, but technology has advanced. Markets are more regulated. We're more informed now. No, nothing has changed. Human nature has barely changed 0.1% since 1637. Only the tools have changed. Bored Ape Yacht Club, CryptoPunks, Doge, Shiba Inu, all the same pattern. They look exotic and rare like tulips. They promise community and status like Amsterdam's elite gardens. Everyone's talking. FOMO is spinning. The price rises irrationally because demand is speculative. And then the music stops. This time too, those who mortgaged their houses to buy NFTs lost. The early sellers bought Ferraris. But that's not even the main issue. The main issue is this. These bubbles aren't coincidence, they're by design. When central banks lower interest rates to zero, when liquidity floods the market, people are forced to invest somewhere because those whose money sits in the bank are being crushed by inflation. So the system constantly forces people to take risks. And when they take risks, they buy tulip bulbs, only this time it's called Dogecoin. At the peak of every bubble, everyone says the same thing. This time is different. In 1637, they said, tulips are coming from the Ottomans. There's infinite demand. In 2000, the internet will change everything. Tech companies never fall. In 2008, house prices never fall. In 2021, crypto is the decentralized future. NFTs are the revolution of digital ownership. And every time when the music stops, what remains is the same. Ashes and regret. I'm going to tell you a very harsh truth now. The system isn't for us. The system is designed to transfer capital upward. In Tulip Mania, the government didn't intervene because the losers were ordinary people. The elites weren't suffering. When banks collapsed in 2008, the government bailed them out because the elites were at a loss. When crypto crashed in 2021, the government said, "You bail yourselves out because the losers were us again." The rule is simple. When the people lose, it's market economy. When the elite loses, it's bailout package. Now let's talk about the most insidious weapon, inflation. When the government prints money, those who get this money first get richer because they spend it before their purchasing power drops. But when that money reaches our hands, prices have already risen. Our purchasing power has decreased. This is called the Cantillon Effect, and this is the biggest secret of the modern economy. Inflation is an invisible wealth transfer from the poor to the rich. In financial markets, they call us retail investors, but our real name is this: exit liquidity. Meaning the big players will exit by selling their assets to us. We're the last buyers. We're the bag holders. It was like this in Tulip Mania. It's like this today. So why does history rhyme? Because human nature doesn't change. Greed, fear, the search for status, FOMO, these have been the same for 10,000 years. History offers you a mirror to see future bubbles, but only those who know how to look can see. Since you've watched this video, you must have understood this. Financial education isn't a luxury, it's a matter of survival. If you don't understand the system swallows you. If you can't see the bubbles, you hold the bag. If you don't know the Cantillon Effect, your wealth is silently transferred. Right now, a new bubble is inflating somewhere in the world. Maybe AI stocks, maybe a new crypto trend, maybe something else. But one day that music will stop, and when that day comes, you'll be lucky to have watched this video because you'll have seen the rules of the game. In 1637, whoever bought a tulip bulb was a fool. In 2021, whoever bought a monkey picture was a fool. Don't let the next fool be you. Financial history shows us our future mistakes. All we have to do is look.